God can make this country to be survived. We are now 33 years. We are still in the age of 5 years. Our country is supposed to be more. They are calling us giants of Africa. We are forget this woman and maybe take picture. Tẹ́lí tẹ́ máa bá kí ni tó dúró yẹn sọ, òun ló important.
Ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́la fẹ́ o for the president. Àdìbò mọ́ June 10.
Ṣe election mọ̀. No election mọ̀. Akọ́kọ̀ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Lọ́dọ̀ gbowó.
Gàrí tí wọ́n. Gàrí tí wọ́n.
Lagos State. Lagos State. Yes. Market leader. Metron. Ẹjọ́ máa kílẹ̀ rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí kọ́ọ̀tì ṣe rò pé ìdájọ́ yẹn á bá nǹkan tó fi lò. Ìdájọ́ yẹn á bá Abíọ́lá mu. Abíọ́lá ló máa lọ. Kí ló mú dání lójú? Nítorí mo dá mi lójú ni pé June 12 yẹn Abíọ́lá ló ní ìbò ẹ̀. Ṣe rò pé wọ́n ti wá sí kọ́ọ̀tì nígbà kan tí wọ́n ní pé rárá pé. Ègún ní ìgbà yẹn ègún náà ṣe. Gbọ́ ni pé èmi ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ lé. Kò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ògbọ́n náà má dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ànígbà. Kí lè fẹ́ ṣe tí ò bá tí ò lè rí. Ní dìbò ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àádẹ́ tún sọ hàn wọ́n. Ó dà ń pé àwọn ẹgbẹ́ orí tẹ́ kábíyà kan.
Babangida gbéra nílẹ̀ délé kí wọ́n ń pè é lóde ọ̀run. Babangida gbéra nílẹ̀ délé kí wọ́n ń pè é lóde ọ̀run. Àwa òṣèlú ìlú o, àwa ò fẹ́ tiẹ̀ mọ́. Àwa òṣèlú ìlú o, àwa ò fẹ́ tiẹ̀ mọ́. Babangida gbéra nílẹ̀ délé kí wọ́n ń pè é lóde ọ̀run. Ó wá lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó wá lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó bá ń lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó ń lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó bá ń lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó ń lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó ń lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Ó ń lọ, ó mú ṣọlẹ́kàn dání. Àwọn ọmọ ìjẹ́ká tó lórí sí i. Ó yà àwọn ìjọba bẹ̀rẹ̀ bàbá jíjà ń pè é àbẹ̀rù ẹ̀. Ṣọlá kan gbéra ńlẹ̀ bàbá jíjà ń pè é kò kẹrù ẹ̀. Gbogbo òṣèlú yìí ló fa wá òfin tìyẹ lé. Gbogbo ìwò tábì yìí ó mọ̀ tún ní ilé mà wọlé. Abíọ́lá kan gbéra ńlẹ̀ bàbá jíjà ń pè é kò kẹrù ẹ̀. Dání ó ń lọ, òmùyàwó ẹ̀ dání ó ń lọ, òmùyàwó ẹ̀ dání ó ń lọ, òmùṣọ́lẹ́kàn dání ó ń lọ, òmùṣọ́lẹ́kàn dání. dání. Ó ń lọ kó mú ṣọlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn ayé ti pín kò ní ṣìṣe. Abíọ́lá ti dúkà àwọn ayé ti pín kò ní ṣìṣe. Wàá fẹ̀sọ̀ lóko yìí ó ṣe ń wáyé. Wàá fẹ̀sọ̀ lóko yìí ó ṣe ń wáyé. Abíọ́lá ti dúkà àwọn ayé ti pín kò ní ṣìṣe. Adára bàbá wa ti wọlé. 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 Abíọ́lá ti dúkà àwọn ìyá.
For Oko Amobi, the president of Igbo United Commercial Association in Nigeria.
It appears to me that you are here to solidarity.
Exactly. Justice must prevail. He has won the election, though my association is not a political one. For anybody who wins, to make sure that he is there. My association is, really in support of democracy. He doesn't win, we say he doesn't win. Since he has gone across the country to win the election, the best thing for him is to remain there. It's only 4 years. If he doesn't perform, another person will take over. So the Igbos are really in support that Abiola should be there for at least 4 years.
Some people governors say that
the governors are not the Igbo leaders. We have Igbo leaders like Sam Mbakwe, Sisi Ono, Raf Obioha, and the host of them. So we don't go and say governor. Governor is only elected, and the people are just trying to know whether he will perform or not. If he doesn't perform, okay, he will not be returned that office. But an Igbo leader is an Igbo leader.
In your own estimation, sir, do you think that the majority of Igbos are actually in support of Abiola?
We voted for him. He got, apart from Anambra that he got 100%, other states there, Abia, Enugu, Imo, he got about 47%. Then why shouldn't he be in that office? The trouble we have in Nigeria now is that we are not trying to be very realistic to ourselves. We don't want to be honest. He has won the election, let him be there.
The first time when the case
Igbo win! 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 Where's one?
The first time when the case was tried, there was a case that was tried in the Supreme Court. The court dismissed the case because it did not question the validity of a decree. Now, how are we sure that we are going to get judgment?
If actually we want Nigeria to move forward, we have to be honest. If you have won election, go and serve us, we give you a trial. You are not staying there for life. Then the court should be, be very realistic with the judiciary in handling national issues. So what we want is justice.
Do you foresee any other election next year?
Well, with what is happening, now in the eastern zone, western zone, and so on and so forth, if there is no justice, any other election is completely nonsense. Simple. Any election you are holding in this country without solving this particular one will not take place.
You know what? You are sure that Abiola will still become president?
Sure. He has won, and we want him to be there. Whether he is good or bad, we don't believe it. Why should people who say that Abiola is bad not mention it during the screening exercise? Now that he has won, allow him to be there and finish.
What do you think will happen in case another election is actually held?
There will be no trouble.
Who is going to vote?
Who is going to vote?
Nobody is coming out to vote.
That's Chief Executive of Moto Shiapas and yes.
A victory in the Igbo United Commercial Association and still in stand of the June 12 election. And I want the winner to be the president. So as it will be united, we will continue unity in this country. Without that, there will be no unity.
Of Igbo leader in one of the elections. Is that all right? So,
Alan Sirajo, welcome to this program.
Your mic is not on.
It's on. Alan Sidi Ali Sirajo, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. There is this statement being made here and there that June 12 is now part of our political history, notwithstanding whether the court rules in favor or not. What's your view about that?
Those who said June 12 is history, to me they are right in the sense that June 12 is the most contemporary historical reality in Nigeria, because both the armed forces who created the illusion of Soyinka government, whatever you call them, have vowed to surrender power, to submit the military, the armed forces, to constitutional, democratic, civil polity in this country. And the only constitutional, civil polity, democratically elected, free and fair in our history since 1914, on the amalgamation of the southern colonies and northern provinces, is the June 12th election, which was freely and fairly elected Bashir Mko Abiola as the President of the Republic and founding father of the Third Republic of our country. And as long as the armed forces will respect their honor, then the only civil, legitimate, democratic, constitutional government in Nigeria is that elected by the Nigerian people, not by Soyinka, who was merely a chariot, a disaster in our country. Somebody whose the validity and legitimacy of his of ruling Nigeria just by a mere appointment with a biro by the past General Ibrahim Babangida cannot and will not be acceptable by Nigeria either now or by posterity.
You mean you're talking about Chief Shoneko?
Chief Shoneko,
head of interim national government.
Yes.
Some people said that the interim national government itself is a necessity just to get Babangida out of the government, and that Chief Shoneko is actually making a sacrifice by accepting that position. What's your view about this?
It is an horrendous illusion, an attempt to play with the totality of the intelligence of Nigerian people, to say Chief Shoneko is paying a sacrifice and that he accepted interim government because of Babangida to go. It has Babangida gone? Are we not still under military rule? Is the National Assembly functioning? Is the government ruling by constitution? Is it not by decree? Is Shoneko a soldier? It is Babangida ruling from behind the scene and pulling the chairs. So as far as we are concerned, the Shoneko of the interim government is an extension, a shameful extension, a disastrous distinction of the military regime that have been thrown out by the people. This is the fact as it is. Either the present military administration who created Shoneko administration called the whole bluff off and asked the National Assembly, authorized the National Assembly president to act as interim president until, as by the I was a member of Constitutional Assembly. We wrote the Constitutional J9. So within this period, for the preparation for the swearing in of President-elect MKO Abiola to power, this is not negotiable. And whatever contraption is merely an attempt to disintegrate Nigeria.
With this court case, I believe that Chief Abiola is just trying to seek justice through the appropriate means. But there are some people who have expressed fear that the judgment may not come out in favor of Chief Abiola. What's your sense?
Well, the judiciary, as you know, the law is another thing. Justice is another thing. It is the same judiciary process which was manipulated by the enemies of the democratic tenets in our country. Through Justice Abuja Court, Justice Bassey Ekweme, Justice Saleh, this and that. It is these two courts which the justice which June 12 symbolized was abused and sabotaged. the judiciary has a war on its arms to salvage its integrity as the last hope of the common man. Whatever is the decision of the judiciary is a matter of process of law. What we are saying is the best judiciary, the best authority to decide the fate of the leadership of this country is the people. And the people have spoken. Never before in our history, since 1914, has the people of the North, the people of the East, the people of the so-called Midwest, Middle Belt, the hardcore House of Fulani, Kano, where I come from, Jigawa, up to Borno, to across Plateau, Benue, to Akwa Ibom, Anambra, the whole nation with that president has elected one man that has placed the destiny of the Nigerian people in the hands of MKO Abiola. Whoever attempted to destroy this mandate is fighting not Abiola, but is fighting you and I and the will of Allah. And you insult.
I don't foresee another election holding in February.
I'm one of those who will campaign for my people, my millions of Nigerians, not to participate in electoral charade. I will tear my ballot box pieces. I don't believe in election.
As a former managing director of New Nigeria, what do you think is the solution to this clampdown on newspapers and magazines, media houses in general?
Well, I'm not only former president of Nigerian Journalists, I'm not only former chief executive of New Nigeria, I was also former president of the Nigerian Union of Journalists. So when you talk, and I'm a writer, when I talk about the prescription, what do I say as the solution? The solution is, as long as this charade, as long as this fascist, anti-democratic, so-called interim government remain in power, our hope for a media to speak for the conscience of Nigerian people will not exist. The only solution for the deproscription of the newspapers is the election and swearing in of the democratically elected government of the Nigerian people, MKO Abiola, as president of the Nigerian public.
What do you see of this hijack of the aircraft?
Well, you have to see the question of the hijack of the Nigerian airways by Nigerians from two angles. In the first angle, I don't believe in violence as a means of solution problem. Secondly, I do not ascribe to any situation that will cause death of innocent people. The method, in principle, I will not share it. But the motive, the motivation of a nation desperate for a solution, our country is disintegrating, our people are dying, our people are jobless, even those who are working, they have no pay. Wives are running away to leave their children and husbands. There is chaos and anarchy going in their country. And if a people committed desperately to send this signal, send this message to the world, to draw the attention of the world about what is happening in Nigeria, when Soyinka fascist government is attending Commonwealth Conference meeting in Cyprus, in Limassol, telling lies to leaders who were elected that there is democracy in Nigeria, then the motive which led these people to speak to the world, to draw the conscience of the world to the callous misuse of power, to the dehumanization of our people, to sending our young women into drug addiction, our women, our children are into prostitution. That motivation, for that motivation, I think I can salute them.
Yes.
Except that there's a fear that terrorism is now in Nigeria. What do you think about that?
Terrorism was imposed in this country by the terrorists who refused to allow democracy to prevail.
And who is that terrorist?
I don't have to explain to you.
Thank you.